Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I thought I would share with you products that I regret buying. I haven't actually done anything like this before, so I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to share with you some products that I've recently bought that haven't really agreed with me, and by recently I mean probably in like this year. So yeah, I've got a few items to share with you, from regular nail polishes to gel polishes to top and base coats, hand care, light boxes, would you believe? A bit of everything that I have recently bought to better my channel or to show on my channel or all that kind of thing. So yeah, if that's something you guys are interested in, then just keep on watching. So the first few items I have to share with you are all nail and hand care items, and first up we have this cuticle oil, and this is Cocoa Potion by Picture Polish. When I first bought this, I absolutely adored the smell of it, but I realised that the lid was broken probably about 6 weeks after I got it, and then slowly over time it's all sort of got like quite hard, so I can no longer get any of the product out from around the sides or at the bottom, so I kind of feel like it's a waste of money. This would be an amazing product, but I just think I got a defunct bottle, so that's the reason that I regret buying this. Next up we have this Burt's Bees Lemon Cuticle Balm, and again this smells amazing, but I just feel like the style of the tin makes it quite impossible to get a good amount of product for the nail. I like to have enough product that I could feel it and see it, if that makes any sense, and this is just too hard in the tin for me to get enough product that I feel like I've got enough on my fingers. Again, an amazing product, it just doesn't work for me. So the next product I have to share with you guys is this Cuticles watermelon oil. Once again, this smells amazing and I wish it worked for me, but when I receive a new cuticle oil, I test it out for a long period of time on its own, and I didn't notice any difference whatsoever in my cuticles or the health and the appearance of them using this cuticle oil. So for me personally, I just feel like it's not a product that works for me. So this one may surprise you, but this is Bliss Kiss Simply Pure, and I know that this is highly raved about in the nail industry and the YouTube community and things like that, but for me personally, I paid quite a lot of money for this to get it shipped from the United States over to the UK, and having already used the bottle, I feel like I can now safely say that it didn't do anything to my nails or cuticles that would justify paying such an extortionate price. And that doesn't just include the price of the product, that includes the price of shipping and customs and things like that, and I just feel like it didn't do anything for my nails to justify me spending that amount of money on that product. So it may work for some people, but it just didn't for me. Next up I have a couple of products from Sunny's Body Products to share with you, and this is their hand butter and hand scrub. When I applied these to the skin, they smelled absolutely amazing and I thought this is going to be fantastic, but once I started to wash off the hand scrub, I noticed that it left like a greasy film on my skin, and once I dried them it was still there, and then when I put the hand cream on, it sort of left that same greasy sort of like feeling on the skin, and I absolutely hate greasy feeling products, so for that reason these didn't work for me whatsoever, and that's why I regret buying them. Now we have another hand cream, and this one is by Superdrug, and this is their anti-aging hand cream, and again it has lots of promises, but it didn't do anything for me whatsoever. It's a really thin consistency. It appears thick in the tube, but once you apply it on the skin it sort of waters down, and when it like soaks into the skin it once again leaves sort of like a greasy feeling on the skin. It doesn't feel like it does anything nice for the skin, so for that reason I regret buying it. Next up we have another hand cream, and this time it's by Dove. I actually own two of these. I own the pink one, which is for dry skin, and I own this one, which is supposed to be a silky finish. And when they say silky, it actually feels like a greasy sort of like watery layer over your skin. It's so watery, and then when it comes and absorbs into the skin, it just feels like it's an absolute like greasy patch of skin, and it doesn't feel nice whatsoever. And again, I like products that soak into the skin and feel moisturising, and this really just felt greasy. Next, moving on to some polish related items, we have Madame Glam Matte Top Coat. This is not a terrible product, it's just not as matte as I would like. My favourite top coat is the OPI one, and compared to that, this sort of just dulls the nail and doesn't give that really matte effect that I like. So next up we have the Bow Polish Aqua Base Coat. This is one of those products that just simply doesn't agree with me at all. It takes so long to dry, and for that reason I almost feel like I want to add a fast dry top coat on top of this base coat for it to dry quicker, and I have zero patience whatsoever, so for that reason it's one product that I've bought and just sits in my drawer and I never use it anymore. So next up we have China Glaze Fast Forward Top Coat. This is their fast drying top coat, and to be perfectly honest with you guys, it isn't a completely terrible product. Just compared to Sech Vit, it doesn't dry as fast, and it also doesn't have that nice glossy finish that I like. So for that reason, it's one of those products that have sat in my drawer and I very rarely touch it. If I run out of Sech Vit, I may use it, but sometimes using a matte top coat I feel dries the nail quicker. So for that reason, it's another product that I regret buying. Next up we have Bliss Kiss Simply Peel, and I bought this with my order of the cuticle oils. And again, when I very first got it, I absolutely loved it. It was an amazing product. And then, as you could see here, it went absolutely gloopy and dried on the inside. I could get zero out of it. And to get some out of it, I really have to shake the brush. And it's just too much work. I feel like I spent far too much money on a product that is just... I didn't get as much out of it as I felt like I should. I have bought products that are so much cheaper and have lasted me far longer. I think I still have a really old liquid latex that I bought from eBay that is still, I could pull it out and I could use it perfectly, but this is dry, gloopy, and I am not getting enough of it to justify the price. So yeah, I really loved this product when I very first got it, and I was a bit disappointed when it dried, but this is one of those products that I do regret buying. And next we have some nail polishes. This is Rainbow Wishes by Nails Inc, and this was part of the Unicorn duo. I really love this one. Green Dust, it's an amazing polish, fully opaque in one coat, but with the Rainbow Wishes, I almost needed 4 coats for full opacity, and again it just takes too long, and when you're swatching polishes and things like that, or you're doing nail art, I kind of just want to move on to the next thing, and when you need to apply 3 or 4 coats for full opacity, I feel like it's just too much trouble. It's a beautiful, absolutely stunning polish, and I just wish it worked for me and had a better formula. And next up we have HJ Manicure Lace, and now HJ Manicure was one of the very first indie polishes that I tried. I have yet to find one that I dislike except this one. This polish just makes me look like I'm absolutely dead. It is so close to my skin tone that I feel like it just washes me out completely. It's also one of those polishes that are so sheer that it again requires maybe 4 coats for full opacity. I do still sometimes use it as a base, but again, it takes too much work for if I'm in a rush or want a quick manicure, so it's not one I reach for a lot. Next up we have I Love Nail Polish The Magician, and the reason that this made my products I regret buying was nothing to do with the product and was more to do with the company that makes it, or the lady that makes it, whichever. Basically this product was supposed to be limited edition, that it was part of a very elusive unicorn pigment stuff that she only had so much of and could make limited qualities of the product. So lots of people, myself included, went ahead and paid extortionate prices for postage from her own base to wherever we were in the rest of the world, and then it turns out she miraculously found another box and was able to supply suppliers that would have been close to us with more of that product. I just feel like it was total lie and utter bullshit that she felt like she had to do something like that. Like, no way did she not know that she didn't have this expensive pigment just lying around. So for that reason, that's why this made the list. Next up we have Cirque Halcyon. Again, I absolutely love this colour. Rose gold is one of my favourite colours, and as you know, I would paint myself in rose gold if I could, but I just do not like the formula of this. It's too gritty and not to my taste at all, so that's why that made the list. Next up we have Polish for Days Intermania. Again, this polish stood out to me a mile away. I absolutely loved it, from the hollow base to the flakies to the duochrome that runs through it, but to me it just doesn't go with my skin, so that's the only reason that it made the list. It's a beautiful polish, but just not for me. So next up we have the Mother's Day Trio by Different Dimensions. Again, I absolutely love these colours. They are amongst some of my favourite colours for spring and summer, but again, I just didn't like the formula. They were really thick, so when I went to add a second coat, the first coat would sort of get like runched and sort of like come apart. So for that reason, the glitter was just too much for me. I can't believe I said that words, but yeah. Next, moving on to some gel related items. This is the sanding bands that I picked up from eBay to go with my nail drill. The nail drill was absolutely perfect. It was an absolute bargain. I love it, love it, love it. But the sanding bands that came with it, you could actually feel how cheap made these are. Even for a beginner like myself, I could tell that these were awful. They sort of dig into the nail, and I feel like they don't give a fluid motion, so you're not getting a nice even file. It's sort of bumpy, so for that reason, these are just terrible. Next up, we have Sensational Polish to Gel Transformer. I love the concept behind these kinds of products, and I've mentioned them plenty of times on my channel, but this one in particular just didn't work for me. I got chipping after a couple of days. Like, I've bought some nail polish from Poundland that have lasted longer, so for that reason I think it was an expensive mistake. Next up we have another gel polish. This one is Elite 99 and it's their magnetic polishes. I mentioned these in a haul a few months back. These polishes, I love some of the Elite 99 polishes, but for the magnetic ones, the magnetic effect just wasn't strong enough for my taste. I don't know if it was the polish or was it the magnet I was using, so for that reason I'm not going to say that it's an absolute terrible product. I just feel like I need to give it a little bit more practice, so for the fact that I need to go and buy extra bits, that's why it made the list. Next up we have some gel polish by Orly, and this is their Gel FX range. The first one is this pink one. I absolutely love the colour of this, but I don't like the formula of these gel polishes. I feel like the gel in these are really runny. They aren't as thick as I would like, so I feel like you have to add like 3 coats, and with gel it could get quite thick quite fast, so for that reason these are not to my taste at all. Next up we have the Shade Shifter. This is their Changing FX one, and it's supposed to be like a hot and cold type thing, but it didn't work for me at all. I don't know if it was maybe a bad batch or I was doing it wrong, but I just didn't like that product at all. Next up we have this Bundle Monster gel polish, and this is part of their colour changing range, and again the gel itself looks like an absolute weird colour that I don't know what it is. Is it red? Is it orange? Is it a jelly? I have no clue, but in terms of what it was supposed to do, it doesn't change colour at all. When I saw it, I was so intrigued by it, and when I got it and tried it on the nail, it was utter disappointment. So for that reason, I totally regret buying this one. Next we have another gel polish. This is Gillette's, and this is Celtic Sun. I love this gel polish in their normal range, so when I saw this I thought this was going to be perfect, but it's almost like tennis ball green and it's not as pigmented as I would like, so I feel like you have to again put too many coats on for a gel polish. So for that reason, it totally disappointed me. Again, I expected more out of the product and it didn't really do what I thought it would. Next we have another gel polish. This is IBD Black Lava. You may see this a lot on my channel because it's one of my favourite gel polishes, which is strange that it made this list. But every time I use it, it sort of like dries perfectly. I put the top coat, everything's fine, and then after a day or two it starts to curl. And I don't know if it's a bad batch of the product, but every single time, it doesn't matter if I'm using my fake nails or what, it still curls, so that's why that made the list. Next we move on to this nail training hand, and again guys, you may remember that this was one of the products that I reviewed in my cheap dupes video, and again this is the nail training hand that I found from eBay. This isn't what I thought it was. I thought I was getting like a sort of dupe to the nail trainer, and it really isn't. it isn't as flexible as I would like, and the extension cord that is on the hand, it is far too long, so I sort of have to like curl it up and over my desk, so I feel like every time I get it out to use it, it's just a nightmare. So I basically use it to practice some designs on, and I feel like that's not what I bought it for. So for that reason, that's why this one made the list. And the next and very last product I have to share with you guys is a light box that I got as a gift for Christmas. So I hate to say anything bad about it, but this is the Gravatis light box that is from Amazon. It costs about £56 and it is really small, so it's far too small for you to fit your hand in the hole, which I thought was going to be perfect, but it really wasn't. It's a great light box. The light's fantastic. The light distributes well on the nail and things like that. I just really wish it was a lot bigger. It most definitely will be in my stash pile, and I will be looking for another substitute for this, but it's a great light box. I just wish they did it bigger, and if they did, I would definitely buy it. So as always guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and do let me know in the comment section below which products you regret buying, or if you enjoyed any of these products, or even if you didn't. I always like to chat away with you guys. And if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Kylie. I am a complete nail polish addict, and on my channel you will find everything from nail art to swatches, reviews and some hauls. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!